Next, one group of filmmakers turns to American justice about the prevailing effects of civil injustice.
Are you disappointed by the Supreme Court's refusal to hear the case on slavery reparations?
We want reparations, and we want it now.
Thank you.
Here's the question. Can a value ever be placed on compensation for African slave labor and suffering? In a film that debates the issue, a trio of lawyers bring their case to the High Court, and they're not taking sorry for an answer.
Reparations is a very touchy subject. Our country needs to focus during these economic times. Digging up old wounds will only stir up unrest here at home.
Thank you. Revolution.
I can say this, gentlemen. Our troops will be prepared. If we have to go to war,
We need to use force.
Sure, CK.
we will be ready.
You're an idiot, man. Don't touch me, all right? Watch yourself.
Joining me now, Kenneth Harris Jr. and Darrell Lee, producers of the groundbreaking film Sorry Ain't Enough, appearing at the African Diaspora Film Festival. Thank you both so very much for joining us.
Thank
I
you.
understand your friendship and partnership go back some, well, decades.
A little bit.
Both born in Brooklyn.
Yes.
How did this relationship develop into this film production company?
Well, we grew up in Brooklyn, New York, went to public school together, came back together around the college years, and decided that we got into motivational speaking, started doing spoken word, and then film was sort of the next logical step. As we started to analyze some of the images that we saw on television, we felt we had a story to tell, and what better medium than film.
So Mental Food Productions was formed. Why that name?
Food for the mind. Certainly, when you produce art, it's a good idea that you give folks a little something to think about. I think that's a big part of what is stimulating, truly stimulating artistic experience. So when you talk about mental food, something for the mind. So whether it was when we were doing spoken word, whether we were doing music production, we wanted to have someone take away a little bit more than just the product itself.
So there's always been some sort of commitment to education.
Yeah. Absolutely. A lot of the motivational speaking that we do emphasize the importance of preparedness on the job, how to conduct yourself, resume writing, just man-to-man, handshake, a good eye contact, things that you should do to build yourself into a better person. And then obviously you take these principles with you into adulthood. So, it's nothing different than we were pretty much taught from our parents.
Civil rights issues, and this is one of the hottest ones that you could possibly attack. Why this one? Why now?
Well, for one, excuse me, for all the issues that have been dealt with in film, reparations was not on that list. And reparations as a concept and as an issue has actually been around since slaves have been free. And it's been swept under the rug, and it's sort of fallen out of the conversation. And again, reading the book, The Debt, Darrell read the book and he shared quite a bit of it with me, and then we began to research, and it just became something worth doing. And we were able to, when we planned the film and Darrell actually wrote the script, we were able to weave that into the drama. And you see enough court films, and do you ever actually see the issue itself put on trial? Do you actually see something that for some people might be a little far-fetched? Do you ever actually see it depicted? And a lot of times that can get the ball rolling because we're actually quite serious about the issue as well.
Okay, let's take a look at a clip from Sorry Ain't Enough.
The corporations in question are currently supporting initiatives to promote diversity in the workplace. There's no disputing that. This entire case is preposterous. You cannot dig up a 260-year-old wound and then expect to get compensated for it. This is all very silly. Thank you.
The transatlantic slave trade was a crime against humanity. International law supports the position that the enslavement of Africans was a crime.
Are you disappointed by the Supreme Court's refusal to hear the case on slavery reparations?
We want reparations, and we want it now.
Thank you.
Okay, what an issue. It's hot in the film. Obviously, it's going to bring up some feelings. What do you expect?
Well, anytime you incorporate race, it gets controversial. And as Ken mentioned earlier, people are sweeping this under the rug. Obviously war issues are very prevalent right now in the news media. But this is not something we plan to let go. So we felt this is sort of an education, a reparation 101. People don't understand what it means to give a repair for a damage that's been done. And other precedents have been set with other countries, you know, the Japanese, the Koreans, Jews. So there's certainly history that substantiates our case. And obviously, we did, in our research, we saw that Congressman Conyers has tried to get this out in front of Congress with H.R. 40, I believe, was the bill. But it's, again, they're more pressing issues. So people are looking to push this under the carpet. We don't think so. So we have pretty much a lot to say about this topic if you come see the film.
To add to what Daryl's saying as well, I think a lot of folks, even who agree with it, don't look at it the way we're looking at it. A lot of folks see a check in the mail, and that's it. That's really not what we're proposing. Come see the film. We're definitely taking a stance that calls for really the government to take a look at how it's governing its people.
Very interesting, and definitely one of the films to see. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And remember, you can see these and many other films at the 14th Annual African Diaspora Film Festival from November 24th to December 10th. For schedules and venues, log on to my9ny.com. That's all for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time for more Real Talk.